Hello students, welcome to your English grammar class. I am Momita and today we will be covering up the lesson subject and verb agreement. Now what do you understand by subject and verb agreement? It means that the verb that we are using in a sentence that must agree with the subject that has been used in the sentence. Like if I say the children, I cannot say the children is playing on the field. It will be wrong. The correct verb that we should use with a plural subject in present tense is are. So it would be the children are playing on the field. That would be the right thing. So and this is the agreement. If I say the ducks plural swims in the pond. Again it is wrong because we know singular verb plus s, plural verb plus no s, inu verb plus no s. So singular the duck is singular, so it would be swims, and if it is the ducks plural then swim in the pond. So this is known as the agreement of the subject and the verb. Now let us proceed further. If we look in this book, there are a number of rules given here. First of all, see, we use the singular form of verb with a singular subject and the plural form of verb with a plural subject. Like the girl is very intelligent. She has many storybooks, not she have, because with she we have to use has. With book we use was. The books were, but the book was in past tense. She does not, but they do not. So these verbs should agree with the subject that has been used in the sentence. Remember that we use am, was, have with I and were, are, were, have with you as. I am, you know all these things. These are pretty clear, I believe, because you have been doing these things since your childhood. So remember one thing, in present tense, when you use singular verb, then you add s with the verb. But if you are using a plural subject, then verb plus no s. If you are using I and you as subject, then again verb plus no s. So with I we use am, we use was. Am in present tense, was in past tense. With I we use have, not has. But she has. You are or you were. You have, not you has. We use have, not has with the following verb. Does he have? Does is already s ending is here. Does he have? We do not have. With we use have and we use do. We do not have a degree in our town. Did she have? Not did she had. When we are using past, because we are writing did, which is already a past tense, we would not use another past had in this sentence. Did she have? Okay. Now with their, right, we use the singular one. When sentences begin with their, the real subject is placed after the verb, but the two of them should agree with each other, as there is no student. Student singular, so is. There are 10 students. Here it is students plural, so we cannot write there is 10 students. So with after there we have to use the verb, auxiliary verb. But this auxiliary verb which we are going to use after there must agree with the subject that is used in the later part of the sentence. So there is no student, one student, so is. There are 10 students, many students, so are. There was a clock in the wall. There were pictures on the wall. There has been there has been a mistake. There have been many mistakes. Many mistakes plural, so have. But unlike there, it is always followed by a singular verb. But when I am using it, no matter what is the subject, we always use a singular verb. So it was, it has, it is. It is 9:30 a.m. at that time. It was 9:30 at that time. It has been a mistake. It is a cold day. Always singular verb after it. If the subject consists of two or more singular noun or pronoun joined by and, it takes a plural verb like Rekha and Madhu. So there are two persons. We are talking about two persons. So plural are. So the verb would also be plural. He and I were, because we are talking about two different personalities. So he and I were present in the meeting. Fire and water, two different things. Do not agree, not does not. Are your father and mother at home? Is your father, but are your father and mother at home? Because we are talking about two different things. But if the noun suggests one idea to the mind or refer to the same person or thing, the verb is singular, as the poet and novelist. Now remember one thing, students. The poet and novelist, it means the poet is also the novelist. If Mr. A is the poet, then he is also the novelist. But if I say the poet and the novelist, it refers to two different persons, right? If Mr. A is the poet, then Mr. B is the novelist. So when we are using this kind of things, when we refer to one person, the poet and novelist, it means one person who is both the poet and the novelist. So here we are going to use singular singular verb. The same person is the poet as well as the novelist. Bread and butter, it refers to a whole idea of a meal. Is a wholesome food. Though these are two different things, but it refers to the idea of meal. Similarly, rice and curry is my favorite dish, or dal and rice is my favorite dish. My friend and guide, again, the person who is my friend is also my guide, because no different article has been used. If we use two different articles before these two things, then it will mean that these two persons are two different entities. Slow and steady, again, similar idea, wins the race. Though these two different words has been used, but it refers to the same idea. So wins the race. Now, however, when the nouns in a subject are thought of as different units, plural verb is used. Salwar and kurta. Now see, it also refers to the same idea of dress. Salwar and kurta is my favorite dress. But when I treat these things as separate, these two things separately, like salwar and kurta are two pieces of a female dress, because I'm regarding these as two different things, are two different pieces. So these are taken separately. My secretary and his receptionist, these are two different persons, so are on leave today. Chapatis and dal. Generally while speaking we say what? Dal and chapati is my favorite food. But when I am taking these things, referring these things separately, dal and chapati are charged separately. So these are the two different things whose charges are separate. So I will be using are, not is. However, when this is taken as a single unit of food, I can use is, not are. When two or more subjects in a singular are joined by or, nor, either or, neither nor, the verb is put in singular, like no girl or boy was punished. So either or, neither nor, generally we use singular verb. No nook or corner was left unexplored. Either the cat or dog has spoiled it. Neither water nor air is available. Neither your father nor your mother seems to be happy. Note, but when one of the subject joined by or nor is plural, the verb must be in plural and the plural subject should be placed nearest to the verb. What does it say? Now here we see girl and boy, both are singular. Nook, corner, singular. Cat, dog, both singular. Water, air, both singular. Father, mother, both singular. In this case, I have to use singular verb. But however, if one of the subject is singular, one is plural, like neither milk nor eggs, singular, plural, then the verb must agree with the plural subject, and the plural subject should be used just before the verb. So first we will write the singular subject, then the plural subject, and then the verb which would agree with the plural subject. Neither the chairman nor the directors, singular, plural, are. Plural verb agree with the plural subject. Either the boy or his parents. Singular, plural, parents plural, so have would also be plural because these are placed together. When the subject joined by or nor are of different person, the verb agrees with the subject nearest to it. Either he or I. With he, we use is. With I use am. So which one to use? Whichever subject is near the verb agrees to that one. So either he or I is placed near the verb, so am. Either you or he is placed closer to the verb, so is. Neither she nor you is closest to the verb, so are to blame. Neither my friend nor I am to blame. But it is always better to avoid such construction and to write he is not to blame nor are you. It is better to avoid. Often, quite wrongly, the verb is made to agree in number with the noun near it instead of its proper subject. This error should be avoided, like the quality of apples. Apples is plural, right? But I'm talking about the quality, not of the apples. I'm talking, my subject is about the quality of the apples, not only the apples. So my verb would agree with the quality. So it would be the quality of apples was not good, were not good. His knowledge of Indian languages is plural, but my subject is about his knowledge. This is the extension of the subject. So my verb will agree with the knowledge and it would be singular. Each one of these houses is to let. One of the boys, I'm talking about one of the many boys, was absent yesterday. Next, when the subject, though singular in form, taken as a whole in plural, in meaning, the plural verb should be used as a lot of trees have been cut. A large number of students have failed. The majority of voters are illiterate. So here what am I doing? The whole thing is taken as a singular unit. When the subject, it is singular, but it is taken as a whole. It is plural. Lot of trees have been cut. Large number of students have failed. Majority of voters are illiterate. More than 12 boys have complained against him. Okay. Now the verb in a sentence agrees with the number of the subject and not with the number of the noun that is added to it by using such word as with, together, with, in addition to, accompanied by, as well as. The captain, singular, with all his soldier. In this case, my verb will agree with the first one. The captain, with all his soldier, was killed. The principal, together with his staff, was present. The house, in addition to its contents, was sold. The boys, accompanied by the teacher, are going for a picnic. Okay, so this is all about the rules in subject and verb agreement. Hope you understood the rules. Try practicing more and you would be able to do it. There won't be much problem, but you need to remember the rules and that's it. Thank you for today. Goodbye.